Another day, the sun is setting. Uh, Appreciate the safety provided. Um, Tyrants going up and down the road. Um, I know you stood against the law, Father. You sent your son, and he did, correct? Stood against the law, and they put holes in him. And they forwarded and perverted the law. So you stood against them, and you were crucified for doing so. They hung you on a tree and ripped your beard out of your face, and they put holes in you and stabbed you. And yes, Father, I understand that it's suffering that we must go through. So here I am seeing a bunch of wasted resources from this local county. I didn't get a call from Sheriff Michael Taylor today. I didn't get a call from Lily Frank. I didn't get a call from head probation Greer or Brunsman, Lake or Lane. Yesterday, got a call at 7:19 a.m. from some kind of, I guess he kind of volunteers, Kenny, and he sounded like he was half asleep, like or half alive. I don't know, but he did recall that Elijah had worked under him. So here we go. You know, it's a holiday weekend. I'm hoping tomorrow will be the day that this goes global, or at least we'll get this one of these medias to pick this up, because this is at this point I called the police department and said enough of the gang stalking. You know, I told them about the wasted resources that's already been wasted and not sending the sheriff to my house and the elected. What are you doing, girl? You want to go out? Hold on this. I think my girl Kitty wants to go outside. Let's play the numbers game again. They don't drive by this house that often. Those guys sham all the time, but they're going down and parking and driving at the end of the parking lot and turning down. And so, what a waste of resources. This county is a sham. I can't wait till every one of these people go. It's either I or they go, all of them. And I've been pointing this out. So I know there's others. Patricia was in here earlier talking about how these same things were happening in her county, where they have these rapists and murderers and pedophiles released into counties on contract of the poorest counties, get these people flooded in to help. It's like a contract, like this gentleman that this county keeps forgetting about. If they arrest me or they arrest Elijah, they're going to have to talk about Tony Karsten and the illegal actions of the rapist who got to run around free and admitted to a crime and was never convicted. And my son sat nearly a year in jail for they got involved. These counties do this through their probation departments. They bring in these rapists and murderers and pedophiles, like here in Lake County, the poorest county in the state. So I caught on to something that most people just shut up about, but I won't, because my son's been made to do double time. They should have just dealt with this a long time ago, and they could have, when judges signing off, got mountains of evidence and piled up. Then you have the idiocracy of people like this who they won't stand up for anything. It's just blasphemy. You know what I'm saying? So either way, brothers and sisters, these people are gang stalking. You know, I don't know if these are just, again, I think we've had both the state and the county drive up to this location, stop, turn around, park their car, and flash the lights even some. So it'll all be pinged on their phones. We'll know. They've never came out here this many times. So no phone conversations or no dialect, but a waste of resources, like, you know, Officer Birch, the first time they sent that clown, right? Clown Birch, you know, deputy, not some unelected official that don't have any authority, you know, trying out there enforcing a bunch of corporate law too. So anyways, think that's probably Sam. He was for a couple of days, so I don't know why the guy won't just turn in his badge. All these people probably end up having to turn in their badge. Hopefully, it'll end up turning that because I do have mountains of evidence. If I can get the news out here again, that I will for sure. It doesn't matter. This will have to be listened to. I piled up too much evidence already against them that they overstepped and uh, issued a legal arrest warrant. I believe that's why tomorrow or day 14 or something like that, 13 or 14, um, where they've already had this illegal warrant where I told them you already kidnapped my son once. You just don't want to look at the evidence. And so there's a lawsuit coming right there. Going after bonds. What I'm going to try to do is not sue these counties, Lake and Lane, so it doesn't cost the taxpayer, but definitely anybody's bonded, I'm going to be going after their bond. And you're an idiot worried about somebody's hat. Go back to sleep, you moron. We're talking about life or death out here. Armed thugs, raiders, road pirates extorting Americans. They're such idiots. They don't even know the laws that they enforce. Scared feelings. More of this too. I said this is a robot, and I'm not all into that AI. I live out, I believe in. I use tech. I make my own power, or whatever. But simple. I'm a simple man and like a simple life. But no accountability through tech. Stone Age probation. Neanderthal probation, parole. These people are these. I'm talking not about accountability for the people. They're already, um, yeah, they committed a crime, either property or personal or something like that. But they should all have some accountability. I'm talking about these probation officers, the ones that are run rackets with these parolees more than anything, like Tony Karsten, the rapist that got released into Lake County and brought in a bunch of teenagers, kids, and they all, they take their plea deals, and this guy, the rapist never gets convicted, and he goes out and keeps cycling. He's not the only one. I'm finding this is happening in other counties. So I've been standing against this case for years, and I can't get the elected sheriff to come out here and talk to me about the corruption in his police department. So tomorrow, hopefully it's going federal. I already have my attorney, John Kligo, involved, and he was involved in the case already. So hopefully the county will just stand down, and they'll bring his walking papers, and he'll get his life back, because at 18 months, he could have already been off probation if we'd have had the money, but I called my attorney, John Kligo, as a matter of fact. So it's all documented. It's all evidence. All these are evidentiary streams, and we'll get the evidence out there so that it's protect us, and it's all going to come down to evidence. So there's been hundreds of hours of stream now. Talking, the last one was about the car that was double bought, double jeopardy. So many people have to pay twice. Elijah's having to do twice the labor. That's called a slave to probation. And Crusher Brunsman knows it, and won't return my calls now for years. Michael Taylor for years, the elected sheriff. I'm hoping he'll be federally indicted immediately. I think there's enough proof that he doesn't want to have any communication about anything, and he's a dereliction of duty. Crusher Brunsman, the head of Lane County, she's a dereliction of duty. Sam, Birch, he's failed to even listen or even ask about my son's wife. Lane County, they called her a slut. Woman been dating my son for many years, and never seen her ankle or her collarbone. So I'm sure the chief of police is going to have to answer for that. A lot of people are going to answer, but what's accountable is these probation officers, and the whole system is corrupt. So that's what I'm exposing, and my son has had to pay the price for that. So double the price, double jeopardy, twice the many hours, and he's been kidnapped by the probation system, Crusher Brunsman to be exact. So I'm trying to make sure that when this goes down, that these people know that I'm coming for your job through your bond. And I will be in contact with somebody tomorrow that will let me know who, which ones are bonded and which ones are not. So Yeah, you're filthy swine there, Christopher, coming in here. My son could face 5 years, and you're talking about sex, fool. The problem, people are so distracted, brothers and sisters. Why these tyrants? How can these people go out and enforce? I said that a AI system can instill better probation and parole for these. Sir, don't talk to me like that. If you don't, I will hang up on you in 5 seconds. You know, they give you time like you're some kind of child or a dog. Bark orders at you, even if you're not on probation or parole. It doesn't even matter if you are. Let's go back to that. You shouldn't be able to be talked to like a dog, you know. So that's how they talk to people, and they've called both Lake and Lane County, and they've seen how both of these counties have acted. I've had hundreds of people call both counties now, and they've seen that they're actually, that these counties are an absolute nightmare to deal with. They either cuss you out or they'll just hang up on you. So you see in the chat, people are just don't give a, you know what? They don't care. They're good at playing their World of Warcraft or coming on some live stream and just being an idiot. So they'll never stand up. God will know. I'm a man of God. And so God has been protecting this house as so far. And I'm hoping we'll make it to the morning here. And these tyrants won't come try to execute some legal warrant, which they haven't now in 2 weeks. They have one, but it's illegal. I already told them I would issue mine and warranted my son's, his anus a lot more. I'm not going to have his asshole violated by some man who can't keep his dick to himself. So if you can't have an adult conversation and you want to be a child, please leave. If you're not trying to help somebody who's been on parole or probation, please leave. You're a child. Get out of here. We're having a real adult conversation. I'm a man who's standing up to the whole police department, the whole state of Oregon. Yeah, with their state police driving on my property. And this is, 14 days in a stand up, not a standoff. This ain't some Waco or Wacko, Texas. So get out of here. Don't be a child. Just leave. I'll moderate you faster than you know what. So don't be a fool in here and I'll know you by your fruit. I don't have time to play silly, stupid, childish games. Be not partakers in their unfruitful works of darkness, expose them. So there you go. So there's your fruit right there. Now I don't love lunatics. Okay, whatever, Jay. So either way, brothers, sisters, some of us will stand up as Christ Jesus. They put holes in him, and he said, conform to my image. Does anybody want to put holes in you? They hung him. Does anybody want to hang you? I know they don't like me in this town. Boy, they sure love to see me hang by the system. But guess what? They're a bunch of criminals themselves. The man's in their clown suits with the badges and guns. When I was a law enforcement officer and also a veteran, you couldn't put your hands on a woman. And the definition of a gang was a heavily armed group of thugs, all wearing the same thin blue line, same color, going around and harassing, extorting the general public. Kind of like some of these idiots that come in the chat. They're just, you'll know them. They remind me of a bunch of cop suckers. You know, they watch this chat, guys. They go down to the end of the driveway here because I live out in the country, and they flash their lights because they know that they've been watched. So, anyways, I'm trying to make sure that they don't illegally arrest my son and his asshole is not violated by some man who can't keep his dick to himself. So I've stood in that, and I apologize, Father, for the cursing, but I'm trying to get the attention of people to leave out of here. This ain't some childish, this ain't some game. Double jeopardy. My son's actually been made to do twice the time, potentially even more, because they've already illegally kidnapped him and threw him in jail already for 3 days, which was a max on the first time he didn't do anything. He got off probation at 18 months. And I called my attorney to check for his restitution. So he had done everything he needed to do. So if you don't want to sit here and have an adult conversation, please leave. Saying about the numbers, this is an evidentiary stream where they're watching. They said they are. The cops are watching. You're in a stream where the cops are watching. So careful what you put in this chat, trolls. The cops are actually watching. If you don't call Lane County, ask about Tracy Werner. I'm not worried about what I'm doing out here. I'm doing what Christ did. He stood against the law, because what they did is perverted the law. And what these people have done to my son is perverted, twisted, forwarded. You can't make him do twice over this time, any 1 hour, 1 second over his initial time. He already did his time before he left this county. But these people have forgotten about Tony Carson, the rapist, that they let run around. And my son, out of 5 guys that got involved in a property crime with a rapist who's run, all of them, teenagers. One I think was 20, but they're all kids. This guy's a grown-ass man who raped a woman, Hispanic woman in Texas, got a 25 years married woman and raped her high on methamphetamines. So you want to talk about childish games? Get out of here. This is life or death out here. Today I got gang stalked all day long by them, driving to the end of my drive. I can't wait till they ping these phones and find out how many times they've never come to this driveway like this. What they have been doing is absolutely stalking. No dialect. Not once as the elected sheriff. The only man who has any authority in this town to actually do something, but I've been called. For years, I've tried to get this guy to call me and talk about the corruption of Tom Rourke and his operations at the airport and why he's allowed Angela to prosecute innocent people out here. The cleaning lady, throw her in jail over a stolen car, which was not stolen. Then she threatens her, well, I won't arrest her. She'll buy it back from me. And then she buys it back and you won't give her the car and you donate to the police department or the fire department. You guys are criminal out here and they're all going to go down. So if you want to play childish games, this ain't the chat for you. Do you understand? So this is an evidentiary stream. Okay. Only thing that's keeping me safe out here is God. I'm out here in the middle of the dark, out here in the middle of the country. Nobody, I've already said it 100 million times. Nobody, I can scream for help. Nobody can hear it. I don't have neighbors that close. God protects me out here. I've been out here by myself. Now I have my son here. I need help, guys. Tomorrow morning, you need to be on the phone calling the news. This has been out here for 14 days, standing up peacefully. I never called for violence, but I said, I'm not going to let you have my son's ass violated by some man who can't keep his dick to himself in prison. You're not going to throw him over in prison over some stupid technicality that I can prove in court. And now I got stacks of evidence. I need citizen journalists, alternative media news to go out here. Understand? You'll hear horror stories like Tina, the lady out here who found a $4,500 in a Ziploc bag. Didn't want to turn it into this corrupt sheriff's office because they didn't know what to do with it because she knows the corruption. She's just very outspoken out here, guys. They targeted Tina. I want to see that Tina gets a lot. Tina was going to move out of her car, sell her property. She was so freaking scared. Just ask around in this town. Ask around in this town. I don't care what you think about my look, you idiot. Get the hell out of here. This ain't about look, dude. Lose your time. Go back. Hit the back button. See you. Bye. I don't want you in here. Your name. There you go. We'll know you by your name. Leave. You're a child. You have your name is a childish thing. Leave. Go. This ain't some child stream. What did I not turn on the 18 and over? Is this like a child stream in here? Do we have a bunch of kids in here? A bunch of children? This is life or death, brothers and sisters. I literally have the state of Oregon driving on my property illegally. They're not using the access road. They're literally coming on my property. I have them gang stalking, drive down at the end of the road. These farmers out here, it's because I'm standing up to the law, guys. The probation about the rapists that they didn't put in jail. They use these people on probation to extort the county through their, police department's probation. They don't like people like me. You know, they want me to shut up and go away. But I've been here longer than a lot. You got to stay in this town for at least 3 or 4 or 5 years before you even get accepted as a local. So you don't know what the town you're messing with. This is that town. This is that fuck around and find out kind of town. But guess what? We ain't even that town. We're a township. We do what we want out here. We have our own law. You understand? This ain't that town. And neither are the farmers. They don't fuck around either. They'll blow your head off too. Driving down the wrong road. Look up this town that I'm in. This ain't no town to be messing around with. Or with the law, they ain't messing around. They're a bunch of tyrants. They do what the hell they want out here, and the town is freaked out about them. And has been for years. And I've tried to stand up for them. So you think you're going to come in here with some idiocracy bullshit? I'm tired of it. I'm wearing thin. I don't have time for children. I need the news out here. They have violated my son, arrested him before illegally, and I have proof. But they don't want to tie it because they sweep people like me under the rug. have their farmers come out in the middle of the night and unalive somebody like me. This is real business, brothers and sisters. You didn't just stumble into some little, oops, wrong stream. Yeah, you want to go jerk off, there's Pornhub. Go somewhere else. If you're an adult, please, this ain't no child stream, or this ain't about some stream and you having some happy ending. My son's going to get his life back. They've stolen it from him. He had 18 months. I called my attorney, and if his restitution could have been paid, he'd have been off. Back then. That was years ago. I'm tired of this crap. They're going to answer. Heads are going to roll. And I'm the one that's standing between that dick and my son's asshole. So I won't let you throw him in prison, Lake. I don't care about your stupid illegal arrest warrant. It's illegal. Go ahead. Come on this property and all this hundreds of hours and everything I've streamed. Now, it will be evidence. I have massive evidence that I've already put out, and you can't take it away. I'm not playing around. I will protect to make sure that my son does not spend a moment. He was one of 5 guys. One of them was a rapist. The other 3 were children, and he was a juvenile at the time. 19, he was a teenager. This man was a grown-ass man that spent 13 years in prison for rape. You hear that? I talked about murder. What about your partner, Tom? What about this airport? People see you here, Tom Rorick. I'm calling these people out. It's very dangerous, brothers and sisters, to do something. You think I give a crap about this flesh? I'm not going to let my son's, I said anus, or you talk about flesh, be violated over something that I can prove in a court of law. Yeah, whatever. Why don't you go watch the live streams earlier? You guys are idiots. Get out of here. Just leave. You're children. This ain't some childish stream. This is called passion, okay? I don't need I have the cops who've been gang stalking me, and I called them on it today. So if you don't like it, then leave. You don't have to stand here. Stop being a child. Would you stand up for a whole fucking town and put your life on the line for years and years? I've been out here alone by myself. Now I have my son here and his wife, and the chief of police in Lane County wants to call her a slut. Go back and look. There's tons of it. Hundreds of hours of live stream if you want to see proof there. Yosemite or whatever your name is there. You find go watch you actually do something. Watch you want proof and see how tiring or call Lake or Lane County right now. Say the word Tracy or Elijah Werner. Find out how they treat you. Film all your interactions with the police, brothers and sisters. Go watch when I filmed I'm going to film every second. That's why I've been live streaming. So my son already did his probation community service. Think about what you're doing. I'm talking about because they watch this stream right now, guys. Think about what you're up against, Lake County, and everybody that's ever been on probation, because the numbers are going to prove it. You don't, like on a loan and a mortgage, you don't pay the interest off on the backside and pay the principal. Yeah, right. If somebody goes on felony probation, which my son was on felony probation, supervised. If he had missed a day, it would be in his action plan. Boom! Prove it. You talk about proof. There wasn't. He was going to yes, you don't miss appointments when you're on supervised probation. It would be written, and there's nothing in his file about not showing up. He did his 180 hours here. I was a part of it. I called Lake County probation myself. Prove that. It will. Summons in a court of law. He ain't going to prison. That's why I called you, Lane County, before you, Kresha Brusman, head of probation, and said, look at this. And then you tell him, find your own proof. Well, that's why for the first 6 months, after 33 months, think about what I'm about to tell you. If you have the attention span more of a fly and you're writing this down, what happened to my son is he already did. Yes, he was committed of a property crime, and he was the only one of 5 men to do time. One was a rapist, 13 years in jail. Tony Karsten is his name. Look him up. Yeah, 25-year sentence for raping a married Hispanic woman, robbing her husband, and high, again, on methamphetamines. Remember when the cops called the real estate company at this house? Well, no, it's not about, there's no meth lab out there. There's no drugs going on, because the cops know I hate that crap. Because the cops are out here running around to the people running around in the circles, the farmers. Oh, it makes so much sense. I never insinuate. I've never felt like I should worry about my life. But these farmers out here, they're in cahoots with the police. They don't mean harass the farmers. Anybody who, they got money, they're in bed together. How do you think they go around and work so hard at night, all day and all night and all day? And oh, maybe there's a little extracurricular activity at the airport, Mr. Tom. Yeah, Rorick, the sheriff, where everybody's seen him do it. You guys, this small town, people have eyes. But they scrushed people like, man, shut up, man. Don't talk. Yeah, they're afraid. The real estate people, 20 plus some years in this county, worked with this county with hundreds of sales of land and told, you heard it, witness that the people are afraid of the law and that, yes, they're heavy-handed out here. Tina found $4,500 cash at the local gas station in a clear bag, put it in her bank account because she didn't know what to do with it. Made sure it was in a separate account. Smart move, Tina. Out here, yeah, it's kind of, the cops are crooked, and I don't know if I give it to her, so I'm going to put it in my account and look at, she looked up what to do. Found out how long she had to hold it, and if it was no identifying marks. Well, somebody called for the cameras, found out where they lost it. She said, yes, I have it. Yes, I have it. Yes, I have it. It's in my bank. I'll make sure she gave it back to them. Make sure she gave it back to him in the same exact denominations. Same exact denominations. Right? She got it in. Very smart move, Tina. 6 months later, they arrested her and threw her in jail. Is that the one who signed off on the warrant here, Tom? Guys, I'm exposing a probation and a police department in multiple counties for being corrupt. The whole system is actually corrupt because they have no accountability. This is what Christ Jesus did, brothers and sisters. He stood up to the law and they put holes in him. He said, follow after me, conform to my image. Does anybody want to put holes in you? So, just doing what the word of God tells me to do, brothers and sisters. I'm not worried about these. He says, worry about no man that can take your flesh. Only he, right? Only those two can take your soul. Hallelujah. So I ain't even trying to worry about trolls or whatever. This is a very childish and upside down world we live in. And I know that people aren't very serious right now. You'll know them by their fruit. So you'll see in here. We'll get some moderators here and hopefully in a minute they'll come moderate these people out here. But guys, I have evidence like this lady who was arrested. What judge signed off on that warrant for her? 6 months later, she was arrested. She turned that money back to the police department the next day. Guys, let me, this is somebody here locally that I need to talk to. I wasn't driving on the live earlier, you idiot.